Uh-oh, here, hold on. Things are going crazy on the boards. And when I say the boards, let's see, we've got, who knows, everything kind of goes crazy. And when Flip Flop's not here, I kind of just do the show, guys. And the audio nuggets and stuff like that, we're lucky if we get a few of them. So we'll see, what do people think about what's going on. And also, how about, what's the difference between if you were out the night before and you drank a lot, okay, and then you go to work the next day, do you think all that alcohol is really out of your system? And what about the people that drink every day? And I was talking to my nephew about this earlier today, because how do you feel about being next to someone at work operating a 14-ton crane or something like that was out the night before heavily drinking, and was out the night before that heavily drinking, and is probably going to go out tomorrow night, and guess what? Yeah, they're probably going to get heavily drunk. And again, if the 17th beer was a bad idea, then the 18th beer is probably a bad idea too. And then you get into the whole realm of prescription drugs and how much of the kind of thing that the doctors prescribe. Apparently you can still get pretty much whatever you want, but it does my heart good to know that, and let's see, I haven't taken any kind of pills since November of 2001. And I can tell you, after I quit taking the pills, that I thought I had a really bad stomach. No, it was just from taking a handful of pills at a time. It will tear your insides up. It'll actually make your whole digestive system stop. And anyway, it'll mess you up. It'll kill you, actually. You'll end up just driving into a tree and killing you, and maybe driving head on into another car and just killing everybody. So that's why I say that one of the main reasons to even get on the airwaves or anything like that is maybe one person will hear one of these crazy stories about what people do whenever they take a bunch of pills, and they'll say, hey, that's probably not the road to go down. It normally doesn't end up with happiness and the word with a bunch of S's in it, and happiness and success. And also waking up every day and doing what you love to do, because that's what every single person should do. I'll let you guys also know that the new studio is coming together. It's kind of in boxes right now, because I'm in the about 3/4 or 7/8 of the way through a rebuild of my parents' place, and it's coming together nicely, and I should have them back home, knock on wood, maybe the first week of next month. So yeah, rock and roll. And then I know also that there was a friend, my brother used to work, well, I can't really say where. Those guys might be listening right now, and they know that they have at least a case of some kind of inexpensive beer, and if they're a foreman or better, they've got a case of some very expensive beer in the cooler in the back of their truck at the plant right now, waiting, counting the minutes before they get off. Yet, if that's the case, I don't know. Look, guys, you could tell me if I'm wrong, because you all could have to take some kind of breathalyzer test at work. Like, whenever they call you out to do random drug testing. I do not know. I know that the last time that I contracted, that I had to be ready to take any kind of a drug test. But I also know that whenever I contracted for a Canadian company, because because it's legal, that they didn't take any kind of drug test at all. I mean, you're still going to do your background check and all that kind of stuff. They might do some kind of psychological exam, which I'm glad they didn't do on me. A psychological exam, can you imagine? And I can tell you this, too, that I did take one of those weird, crazy psychological exams for a company, and the guy that I hired in under that recommended the job to me actually gave me that test, and it was something that I was supposed to never see, and it was pretty trippy. It was thick. It was like 200 pages long. It took like hours to do, and it was really interesting. And they did say that based on the test that they probably shouldn't have hired me, and guess what? I don't work there anymore, so guess what? Fuck you guys. I didn't like any of you fuckers anyway. Let's see. Did I like any of you? Not really. You're all really kind of a bunch of assholes. And I normally don't talk bad about people. And it's not that. It's just that if I choose to do radio, if I choose to get up every day and do something that I love to do, that's my decision. And I guess working inside a big greasy machine that I was afraid someone might just turn on at any minute and then the jaws eat me. I was not really afraid of that. I rock my freaking job out, and I'm responsible for over 2,000 machine tools being put in and worked on and upkept and retrofitted. And so I was very proud of what I was doing, and I was happy to do it. I smiled while I did it. But at the end of the day, I know that I just did it for the money, and I did. Ultimately, I did have to kiss ass and stuff like that, and that's just not what I'm about. But I can tell you what Robcast Live number 3 is about. It's all about, guys, I don't know, alcohol. I've never really gotten along with alcohol real well. If you knew me in my younger days, you know that I did enjoy drinking. But it was also only on the weekends, and I could probably get back into that. I think the last time that I drank, I've got a funny story for you. The last time, my birthday a couple years ago, I wanted a little pint of, I wanted my pop to go grab me some vodka because I wanted to mix it in some orange juice for my birthday. A pint of vodka. My pops is 74 years old now. Pops goes to the liquor store in Angleton, and he gets a pint of vodka, when he gets home, he hands me the bottle in a brown bag, and he says, he holds it, and when I went to pull it back, he told me, he said, yeah, some man tried to take this bottle from me whenever I walked out of the liquor store. And I was like, really, Pop? And he says, yeah. I said, well, what happened? He said, well, I don't know. I just, my reflexes, I backhanded him, and I just got in my car and I left. Well, the liquor store in Angleton is adjacent to a little bar. It's a little local bar. And my older brother happened to have been at that bar, and he noticed my pop's car outside. And he said by the time, when he went outside, he said my pops was just leaving out of their driveway, and he walked out there, and there was this like a 35, 40-year-old man laying down next to the liquor store door, holding one of his teeth, and his mouth was bleeding. And that was just Pops' reflex, because the dude tried to rob him, but Pop knocked him out, knocked his tooth out with just a reflex backhand. So kudos to Pop. Don't be trying to take the liquor out of old Pop's hand, because he didn't even have time to get to his gun. Right? And you're from Texas, you know what I'm talking about. And guys, I think we'll talk a little bit now on the Robcast Live, a little bit about gratitude, a little bit about being grateful for what you have. And how many people have you seen that have really, really nice things? And I think that's what the difference between someone that you admire that have nice things and someone that you think is stuck up or arrogant or a prima donna that have nice things. It really comes down to the people that really appreciate the things that they have and that they have gratitude. You know, if you give thanks for what you have instead of taking it like a wild bandit, like you just rock. Anytime you get something really nice and you take it and you're not grateful for it, you don't have gratitude for it, then it really means that you're not open your arms to accept something else, other great things. That's another thing too, is why do you want something awesome if you don't need it? Why do you want something just as someone else has it? That's the competitive mind. Competitive people are going to compete with other competitive people. They compete, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses. While, however, creative people or creators, they're going to create. We create stuff. They create music. They write songs, a children's book. It might be a blog. It could possibly be a podcast. Who knows? But the point is while creative people create things, you should align yourself with other creative people, or at least people that you admire, because life's too short, man. It goes by way, way, way too fast. And if you're a young person out there listening, heed the warning, man. Can handle your high, handle your buzz. Take things in moderation. There's a time and a place for all of those things that you dream of, and that is college. So wait till you at least go to college, man. And talking about the new studio, putting a new sound room together. It's been a little bit frustrating because I told you I might vent today. I could possibly tell you guys a joke, but I'm gonna vent because I had purchased online a new soundboard, and that's been, 6 weeks ago. So I'm thinking the new soundboard should come in anytime. I'm checking. I'm sending messages to the people that I bought it from online, and they're not returning. And I get with PayPal, and I'm like, hey, look, guys, I'm not like independently wealthy to where I can just give you, because this is like the third thing that I bought, and it happens to be, I'm just calling it a ghost item. It's an item that doesn't even exist, and people will sell it to you, and what they do is they take your $100 or $200, and they hold it. They get to hold it for 6 weeks. So I had to just wait 6 weeks until the item didn't arrive, and that person did not ever contact me back or PayPal back. So you just beware, man. Check out, this is what you have to do, what I did, what I have to do now. And what I did then, and I don't know why it slipped past me, was check their ratings, check their feedback, what other people have said about them. Because if you're in a hurry and you're buying some stuff online, you could get stuck like that. It happens to me because I'm trying to put together like motorcycles, and I have a lot of things to order at one time. And I normally have reputable sources that I deal with, and if you find one of those guys, hang on to them. If it's a company that you know you're going to continue to use, give them good feedback, because I also sell a lot of motorcycle parts and stuff like that online, mainly on eBay, and the feedback and the person's rating is really, really a big thing, and it's getting to be more and more. So we talked a little bit about prescription drugs. We've talked a little bit about alcohol. I mean, they say that a glass of wine every day is supposed to be good for your heart, red wine, because it produces antioxidants. And I don't have any kind of problem with people having a good time, having a few drinks. Yeah, I think it's good for you. I think it's good for your respiratory system and all that. But also, you got to keep this in mind. You got to live for your mind, you got to live for your body, and you got to live for your spirit. That means that you got to believe in something. You got to believe in something. That's the spirit part of it. Your mind, that means if you like to read, Hegel and Emerson, guys, something like that. That's what you do for your mind. And for your spirit, it might be reading the Bible, and it might be meditating. It might be just going to yoga class or whatever you do spiritually that helps you out.